Yo, what's the word? What's the word? Shutdown Deacon, wounds to wisdom, creating vision. I'm just kind of over here thinking about my childhood and the transformation of me into who I am today, maybe because that was a time, I guess, where the transformation of your thought process happens. It's in childhood, and I definitely was more of a loner for the most part that I think there were friends and stuff, and there's still not a lot of connection to that as an adult. Those childhood things and ways or upcomings, the ways that I was brought up or grew up, as I should say, the ways that I grew up in that childhood. It's still no connection to that stuff that I know. So here I am in the video trying to make sense of something of growing up in that childhood time because the adult's life up to now was darkness, so the childhood had to been even more darkness or something connected with that. Nothing traumatic and over traumatizing. It's a regular upbringing, I guess the survival life of making ends meet, and that's that. Nothing, you know, on the worst end of it, if I could say that, or you know, go to school, you come home and you do your thing, and then I wanted to work, like I say in my other videos. That was always a desire to want to earn some income, and that's what it is. Eventually, I come to find that out, but I thought I wanted to work, and that is where I was wrong, and I didn't know no better. So in the childhood, is a lot of thoughts are formed in those ways, and that's so important. And I, on the other hand, was a little bit special, and everybody had their special touch, and they set apart for the special work. And it's not a yellow bus type of special, and that's okay too. And that was kind of, what is it, kind of swept under the rug, whatever. I don't know, but it definitely was separated and shush. It was a shush. What is the word I'm trying to use? Yeah, it's just real quiet in those areas because nobody's talking about them. Your special needs, if that's what I'm trying to say, and then I, on the other hand, just was always set apart from my special work and never knew what that was because you never surrounded with that anyway, and your blueprint is not that anyway. So you kind of just looking like you're looking, and you don't know what to do because nobody's doing nothing. So then what you do what everybody else doing that's not doing nothing. It's just hanging out, watching TV, trying to go to work, and make a check, and buy everything with the check. Pay all the bills and buy everything at the store. That was what I thought what life was. And that's what I was doing at a point when it was time for me to work. So that's that. And the childhood experience, like I say, it was different. Never really got into the game banging, and I did drink, and I did want to smoke the weed. Never was interested in nothing else. Nothing, not even girls, not even boys. There was no interest in none of that stuff. And it was just what I did by myself, just being my own head, I guess trying to avoid the darkness maybe. And you don't know what that is until you have to deal with it and sort it out. And I see a lot of adults are not really able to sort those things out because they don't deal with that stuff. And then unfortunately, they don't even know who they are. And this is why Shutdown Deacon Create the Vision is created. I thought about it, I created it because it is that special work that's in me, and it was God given, and it's an obedience to follow it through and not sit on the sidelines and suffer with everybody else because they don't know what to do and they don't know who they are. And that's that. And that's what my childhood experience was. It was just kind of set apart for a special work. And I didn't know that up until now. And now I get it. And it's not to be like everybody else. It's not. And I see all the brokenness and all the hurt and pain in everybody else. And that's who I rubbed elbows with. Those same people that's so broken and they can't even know themselves for who they are for them for the good. Always just sitting up under somebody and doing what they do. That's the mark right there where we're missing it. Just doing what everybody else is doing and they stuck and they lost and they hurt and they just carrying all that pain. So that's creating a vision right there. You got to turn that thing around. It's not so hard to figure out who you are. It's not. You got to find out those good things that you like to do and do it around the positive energy that flows with that, not all the chaos and confusion. If you're addicted and on something that you don't want to be on, go get yourself some help. Hurt and pain is just a lot to deal with, so you need help sorting it out. And the drugs and alcohol and addiction is not going to help. It only makes it worse. Shut down Deacon and creating vision, wounds to wisdom.